Hi everyone, Richard here at Calvin Wazoo bringing you another video. I haven't been doing videos about records that I've been getting. Been focused on a few contests, and I also did do a review of the new Zappa releases, but I've got a lot of new releases that I've been picking up, and I'm like way behind. So I'm going to start doing this thing when I do get new releases that I pick up, recent finds, then, that's how I'm going to be label them. So this is recent finds number 1. And here we get going. We've got a little variety here. So one of the first ones here, I'm going to start is with this one, Neil Young and Crazy Horse Live Rust. I picked this up a couple months ago when I was in Seattle. Really nice shape for the record here. There's a little ring wear on this, but considering this record is from 1979, it's pretty good. It's the specialty pressing, so it has this particular label on it. And, these records, Neil Young has put out a lot of live recordings with Crazy Horse. And, a lot of the songs are the same, over and over again. Sugar Mountain, I Am a Child, Comes a Time, After the Gold Rush, My, Hey, Hey. The Loner, Needle and the Damage Done. Powderfinger, Cortez the Killer, Cinema, a lot of these songs you can find on many other Crazy Horse live albums that he's done. But the thing is, for most of them, they're still worth getting, even though the set list doesn't vary a whole lot. And sometimes even the performances don't vary much. But this is a good one to get. Got the back cover here. He's got that little badge on there of Jimi Hendrix on his guitar. So yeah, we've got Neil Young on here. We've got Frank San Pedro on guitar and keyboards, Billy Talbot on drums, on bass, and Ralph Molina on drums. The guys from Crazy Horse. This was part of the Live Rust. This is Live Rust. It was from the Rust Never Sleeps tour in 1978, taken from a lot of different venues across the country. Weird thing about it though, on side 2, between tracks 2 and 3, there's this bit where, someone's announcing to people to get off the scaffold because there's lightning, a storm's coming. Well, that's taken from Woodstock, and that was like a decade earlier. I don't know, really don't know why they put that in there. Neil Young performed with Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young at Woodstock, but there aren't any songs from there. Anyway, I got a needle drop for you, and it's the song I Am a Child. Well, it turns out that needle drop was blocked completely. So there is no needle drop of the Neil Young album. Sorry. Now the next record, we're going in a completely different direction. And that is some electronic sort of ambient music. And it's this debut release by Aphex Twin, Selected Ambient Works from 85 to 92, was released in 92. It's a double record set. This is a reissue. And this is a project by an Irishman by the name of Richard David James. So this includes material that goes back to his teen years, when he was as young as 14, when he was recording all the stuff himself, and the sound quality, I don't know, the sound quality doesn't bother me with this record. But it was initially reported that the sound quality wasn't very good, but that's because that early material he recorded on cassette, and it was a cassette that was, quote, damaged by a cat. So, yeah, whatever. But the needle drop I have for you is called Pulse Width. Now, sort of keeping in the same vein is, this is more electronic, but more dance, house, techno, and it's an anthology, all right? So a compilation of some fairly new material, and it's called Cold Wave #1. And this is, the interesting thing here is it's Soul Jazz Records. Okay, so this is a really recent release, and I didn't look up the release date, and I should have. Let me quickly look for it on the label, and of course, nothing is easy to find. But this is a fairly new release. This is the second Soul Jazz record release that I have now, and I tell you, I've been really impressed with this, and I bought both of them. This one, the Cold Wave, and another one, which is called Two Guitars, a synth, and a drum machine. And both of these were blind buys, hadn't listened to anything on them, and they're both really, really good. They each, they come with a booklet that describes the various artists that are featured on the record. So we've got songs by, let's see, Dissemblance, Carcass Identity, Fitz Siegel, Wang Incorporated, Krikor Kuchan, Celine Gillian, Kreidler, Moisture, Violent, Quand, Amy. I don't know. I'm not sure how to say that. These are all songs or pieces that were produced either in 2018, 2019, 2020. Oh, here's one from 2017, but they're all from about 2017 to 2020. And yeah, a little bit of information on here. I am going to play a needle drop that's by Carcass Identity, and the name of the song is Reflection Ocean. Now, Carcass Identity is a duo that's based in Brussels. And it was kind of interesting to read the little bit in here that was the information that was provided about them, where it says that this music is meant for strange parties, the kind where dancing and laying down are equally accepted and encouraged, where there might be more silence than talking between participants, where small gestures and events reveal their transcendental meaning. So, anyway. Now, my next one is a new reissue on color vinyl, and it's Jesus Jones' Doubt. All right, so this was an original 1991 release that I had on CD. I don't know what happened to my CD. I can't find it. But then they have this 2022 repress that was on this very nice orange vinyl. However, it's not a remaster. And frankly, it doesn't sound very good. So this was 1991, so the digital production on it was probably really compressed, and I think they just took that and pressed it to vinyl because that's what it sounds like. It sounds really compressed, just no space at all between the instruments. So it's not super annoying, but I'm not real happy with this, and I'm not sure if there are any good sounding vinyl pressings of this release, because like I say, it was, it was originally on CD in 1991. The quality of the CDs wasn't always that great. But, it's nice. It's good to have. I sure hope, though, that somebody does a remaster and a repressing on vinyl, because it sorely needs that. If the source tapes are available. Maybe the source tapes are not available. I don't know. But anyway, the needle drop I'm going to play for you is, well, before I mention that, there were a lot of hits on this. There was Real, Real, Real. There was, of course, Right Here, Right Now, which was the big hit, regarding the Berlin Wall. But the song I'm going to play for the needle drop is International Bright Young Thing. And my last record for this particular video is Veruca Salt, American Thighs. Now, this song, or this album, you know, is from 1994, and this is my only Veruca Salt. I really knew nothing about Veruca Salt. I know Chris at Record Talk has talked quite a bit about Veruca Salt in the past. But what got me into the record was one of the songs from this record, 25. This is the name of the song, 25. It was used in the 1997 film Strawberry Fields, and it was the closer in that film. Now, Strawberry Fields is not what you think it is. It's got nothing to do with the Beatles or anything like that. It's a Japanese-American film about a high school girl in Chicago who's having all kinds of problems with her mother. Her mother and father are separated because a younger sister dies. And so there's just, everybody is internalizing all of this in their own moderately destructive ways. And she ends up running away with her boyfriend and to find where a Japanese internment camp used to be, during World War II, when the U.S. government rounded up Japanese Americans. It didn't matter if you were a citizen or an emigre, rounded them up during World War II and put them in these camps because they were deemed to be a threat to the security of the United States. So, so that's the story of the film, and the song 25, which is the closer on the album, was the closer in the film, and it just really, really intrigued me. So I got the record, and I tell you what, this entire album is just rock solid, really good. So here's the needle drop, 25 from Veruca Salt, American Thighs. So there's my first installment here of recent finds, and leave a comment in the Down Under, if you've heard of any of these yourself, or if you have any comments about it. Maybe there is a better vinyl pressing of the Jesus Jones out there. Dubious on that, but maybe there is. Let me know on the Down Under. Don't forget that I am on Instagram as NewsDude76. That's NEWZDUDE76. And like and subscribe, and always remember to pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.